What's up, family? It is me, LC, and it is Winning Wednesday live. Man, I'm so grateful to be here with you, even though I am a little bit late. Guys, I had to do something for my health, my wealth, my mindset this morning. I told you guys I believe in counseling, I believe in therapy, and after yesterday, I needed some. So I apologize for being a little bit late this morning, but hey, better late than never. It's Winning Wednesday live with LC. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful for you to be here. So let's get going. Whoa, what a day, what a day, what a day. You guys, I was all set up to come in live with y'all yesterday morning. And because of some things we will talk about, I dumped my entire cup of coffee all over my battle station right here. Now, you can't see behind me, but boy, if you could. I got computers here, I got tripods, I got lights, I got mics, I got my whole setup here. And just as I was ready to go live, because I had gotten myself in a hurry, and that's what I want to talk about today is, making healthy choices for ourselves and sticking to them. And it comes along with worthiness, has everything to do with our self-worth and setting boundaries. Now, let's don't say setting boundaries, because setting boundaries is easy. It's implementing boundaries that gets in the way. And that's basically what happened to me. Rewind, yesterday had everything to do with Monday and getting in a hurry and setting healthy boundaries for myself that I did not implement. Because you know why we don't implement boundaries? Is because it feels uncomfortable to do so. It is easy to set the boundary. It is easy to know why you need to do it. It is even easier to say it out loud, but it is the implementation and the sticking to it and not having to explain why, knowing that you are worthy and worth it, is the very thing we get caught up in. And that's what happened to me. I got caught up in not sticking with my boundaries, not implementing my own strategy. And because of that, I was very rushed, very tired, still trying to take care of my obligations in a complete hurry. I flip on the computer, I write in the title, I right there checking the camera, and guess what? My face is black. You can't see me because the shade was up in the back and too much sunlight. So I run around the table and I'm trying to put my big light together. I get it put up. I come around here to try to find a better spot. And when I do that, boom, boom, coffee everywhere. And at that moment, I flipped back into my old mindset, where the first thing I started doing, because I was tired. Remember, your physiology has everything to do with your psychology. So if you are tired, if you are hungry, if you are aggravated, and you're trying to do something in a hurry, I almost had a meltdown. I began calling myself awful names. I began beating myself up. I really almost lost my attitude for the entire day. But the great thing about having tools that we have learned and not perfected, in the process of perfecting, is that I was able to arrest that, bring it in, kind of erase that stuff, know that I had jumped back into some old programming and it didn't work. Everything can be a learning experience. That's what I learned from yesterday, was that those old strategies of calling myself an idiot, of calling myself names and beating up on myself, it didn't work like it used to. It didn't solve anything, nor did it make it better. The coffee was still spilled. And what was the point? Then I wanted to jump into the blame game, because you can always blame the folks around you that you set the boundaries with, you can blame them for you not implementing them. And guess what? It ain't their fault. It is not their fault. It is absolutely up to the setter of implementing that boundary. But I want to tell you something today that's valuable for you to know, is that the reason we don't implement boundaries is because we yet don't feel worthy and enough to have those boundaries and have it be okay. Are you still stuck in that place where you feel like you have to explain your boundaries? Are you still stuck in the place where you feel like you need to justify those boundaries and make other people understand why you need them, versus knowing that it's best for you, that your health is absolutely important, and that no one at all can force you to not feel worthy. They cannot force you not to set a boundary and not to implement it. And so we get to a place where, okay, well, we know all that, right? So now we know that. And what do we do about it? Well, I am in this process with you, but I can tell you one of the best things that we can do is begin to analyze it and begin to start setting small, achievable boundaries, because we have to build self-worth. If you're like me, my lack of self-worth started a very long time ago. I mean, probably into birth. I was born into a situation that was not where people were just waiting on this nice bundle of joy. They got the room already. It was planned out. Nope. I was born into a what happens in that discord is, there is now this other small human being that is feeling and absorbing this discord. Your worth was beginning to be built when you got here. And it is okay for you to, in the place of an observer, go back and look at those things, because we need to know the roots. We need to know the root of where these things start, so we can know where we need to go and try to fix these things. Because the adult us has to start reminding the child us that, hey, man, you did everything you could. You didn't have the skills. See, we like, especially in addiction, we like to go back and beat ourselves up for the stuff we know now that we didn't know then. And that is, once again, that's just more, low self-worth, giving you something else to beat yourself with. And you know what? We don't need any extra. So, but when you go back as the observer and you say to that young you, you did the best you could. Now here's what we know. And this is where we need to start. You guys know that I am huge about affirmations. And I'm really big on that mirror work. If you are going to use affirmations in your life, go do them in the mirror so that you are talking right back to you. Yes, I know it feels goofy. Yes, I know it feels stupid. I know all of that stuff. And you're probably going to say those things to yourself. But I do know this, they work. They work because I'm living that. I'm living that they work. And I really am advocating people to get mentoring and coaching and therapy and the things that you need, because you need a place to process these things. When we are not in healthy relationships, because relationships are one of the greatest places for us to get validation and to rebuild our work. Good morning, Margie, Alicia Lee, Joseph Mungavin, Jimmy C in the house, Lori Waters. Let me say all my good mornings, guys, because I've been long-winded. I had to say good morning to y'all. Meet the Mungavins. Y'all know where to find the Meet the Mungavins. Good morning, Mary Huffman. Yes, I'm okay. It was just, it's one of them days. Good morning, Vonnie Von Von. Lisa, good morning. Hey, Mom. I love you. Hey, Paula Folsom, great to see you. Donna Cook, Joni Faulkner, good morning. So that's all I can see on StreamYard. So Amy Baker, good morning. That's so good. Yeah, Jimmy. Who you see in the mirror is the only person who has stood with you through it all. And that's such great. Good morning, James Smith. That's such great advice, because it is true. You know, we're all looking for that ride or die. We're all looking for that, you know, that perfect partner. That person's going to be with you through it all. And guess what? You are it. You are it. And sometimes we don't like being alone because we feel alone, but we forget that we are enough, that we are, you know, a whole human loving individual, that we are enough in this world. You are enough in your relationships. You are enough in your recovery. And it's up to you to start to believe that you are enough to set a boundary that says, hey, I need this in my life because it is healthy for me, and I don't have to explain it. What is it my counselor says? No is a complete sentence. And we're going to have to work on it. It's not easy to look at that person, Alicia Lee. So Alicia says, yeah, but when you don't like the person in the mirror, it's not easy to look at that person. It's never going to be easy when you begin this, because there's no person that's come from active addiction or abuse or any of those things that are going to enjoy this process when it begins. But this is the process, and that's what it's for. And it's not enjoyable, but it's up to us to make it enjoyable, because every circumstance in your life, every relationship you're in that you don't like, your financial situation, your finances do not have one thing to do with how much money you make per hour or don't make, how much money you make per year or don't make, whether you have a job or don't. Your finances have everything to do with your worth. If you feel you are only worth this little bit, that's all that you're going to get, because you're going to believe that we live in a world full of lack. You're going to believe that this is as good as it can get. You're going to believe all these things that are not true. And that all stems back to worth. I, in fact, challenge you to find one thing that you are going through in this life that has not to do with your self-worth. Because if you're still in an unhealthy relationship, check and see if you don't feel somehow that you're not worthy. Yes, Joshua Sauer says, you are a beautiful person and you should love who you are. And that is so true. Mistakes and all. Because I'm going to tell you, this is your path. Whether you appreciate all the history or not, you're moving to a place where you will. I said to my counselor this morning, you know, I don't mind doing this work. I don't mind going through these things, because here's the deal. When I go through these issues in my life and I heal them, I get to turn around and give them to other people. And then those other people get to take them, heal, make them their own, heal themselves, and then they get to turn around and give them to other people. Now, how many of us do that until this changes the world we live in? Until this changes the world we live in. And I see a comment that says financial stuff isn't about our worth. I absolutely beg to differ. You don't have control of your checks. You don't have control of the government, but I can help you learn to believe in the fact that you are so much worthy, and I can start to show you how to bring more money into your existence. And that is the very truth. I didn't always believe that either, because I did not know. But now that I do know, absolutely can help shatter that myth for everyone. And so that's where we got to start, y'all. If we're going to set a boundary, why don't we start with setting something small? Because we like to set these big ones that are over the top, and then we feel so uncomfortable, or we lack the skills to implement it. And then when it fails, we can then turn around and blame somebody else. We can blame ourselves. We can have a poor day. We can have a crap attitude all day. And really, it's feeding into that cycle, So let's start setting small boundaries, set really small boundaries, and start setting them with yourself, because you are where it all starts. So set a boundary with yourself. I started my little boundary setting with water. It was healthy for me, and but I don't like it. Let's just say water has no flavor. I know you can buy the flavored ones, but let's just know water has no taste to it. It's just gross. But because I've set the boundary of making sure that when I wake up, that I drink a bottle of water before I drink my coffee, before I do anything else. If you smoke cigarettes or you vape or whatever you do that you get enjoyment out of, whatever your morning routine is, start setting a boundary for you that you are going to do one thing healthy for yourself in the beginning of that morning before you do anything else. And then once you start doing that and you do it, consistently, then you can build from the momentum of that. You can remind yourself when you are starting to set larger boundaries, you can say, see, I set this boundary for myself and I've stuck to it. So it proves to me that I can do anything. And, everything in your lives prove to you that you can do anything that you set your mind to. You've got that power, and it just is how you shape it. Yes, Joshua, water is gross. But you know that at this point, I started that a year ago. And at this point, I cannot skip a morning without that water. It just makes me feel really, really good. I mean, because as we sleep, we dehydrate. So drinking that water, it just really wakes your mind up and all those things. Find things that are small that you can start doing that have great and grand benefits. And don't forget to really pay attention to those benefits, because what we're trying to do here is build a momentum of winning. And winning looks like whatever it looks like for you. Okay, your definition of winning. It's not my definition of winning, or especially not society's definition of winning. Because let me tell you, I work in a place that for a lot of us who think money is the answer to everything, or money would make our lives better and all this other stuff, I work amidst people that have enough money to buy and sell, whatever a million times. And yet you can see the unhappiness within them, within their families, within their homes. Sometimes I walk in some of these homes and you can feel it. So whatever external thing you think is the answer to all of your problems, I guarantee you it's not. I've tried that. I thought it was money myself. And let me just say, my family fell apart anyway. My wife did not get well. My relationship with my son just went to pieces. And it didn't matter that I could buy him whatever he wanted. It didn't matter that I could get my wife the best therapy. I could get her the best whatever. She was not there to have it, So we've got to understand that as much as we've been programmed to think that it's external things that we bring in that make us better. Oh, if I had this exercise equipment, I would be skinny. And if I had more money, I could buy a better house and my family would be happier. And if I, it's not that. Everything that you need for true and honest happiness and true fullness and wholeness already lives within you. It was created inside of you. And, we have to begin, and this is the exercise for today. So here's your analytics for today. I want you to think back over some things in your life. I want you to think back over your addiction, not from the place of sitting in it, like, you want to sit in and bathe in the poo of, the past. Nope. Go back and observe it as if you are a researcher researching something, because that's what we're doing here. And I want you to start putting together the things of self-worth. I want you to really start in your addiction. Because, people that are healthy, happy, and whole do not put dangerous chemicals in their bodies to escape from pain, to even have fun with their friends. I know a lot of people really believe that that's where it started, but I want to urge you to find the true origin of that addiction, because that's where the true healing lies. When you can come in there and see where that pattern began, where that root, where that breakdown in your worthiness comes from, then we can start working towards building that up. And you are worth it. I got to make you know that, man. You are worth it. You are worth it, and a happy, whole, successful life is available to you. I don't care how young or old you are. I don't care, what your physical condition is. Perfection is what is your happiness. Perfection is not what you see on TV. It's not what you've been told in books. It's not what it has been said to you. Perfection is you happy, healthy, whole as yourself. That's happiness. That's success. And you can attain that. And the skills to do that live within you. And when you combine your divine given, divinely designed power with the creator that designed it, you are working in unison, in flow, and your life will begin to move. But the majority of the things that are wrong in our lives right now is a disconnect between here and here. There's a head-heart disconnect. And really, we need to live from here. In here too much gets us moving way too fast without a plan. And it's almost like trying to take a boat out in the middle of the ocean with no GPS, no plan of where you're going, and then just get somewhere. Can't do that. And you will get frustrated out there wanting healing with no direction towards it. And you'll give up. It's what we do as human beings, not because you are a damaged human being or because you can't get it right, but because you're human. And we need to be growing. We need to be moving forward, or we get stagnant where we are and we go either up, back, or forward. So today, analyze your worth. Make a connection. Make the connection today. Write it down. Guys, get a notebook. Come on, do this for LC. If you show up here a lot, get a notebook. Label it My Life's Analytics. And let's start analyzing some things so that we can get into the place where we can start really repairing those things in our lives. And the assignment is to do one set of affirmations, even if it's just 3 affirmations. In fact, I will post them for the day. I will come up with 3 affirmations. I will post them for the day. And each one of your jobs is to go into the mirror and say these affirmations. And as well, say them throughout your day several times. At least 3 times a day, do these affirmations and really connect with them. I don't mean just jump in there and say them and not even really look at yourself. No looking over here in the mirror trying to cheat, because I'll know. Y'all don't know. I'll know. Do these affirmations. Do them. Set a clock. Do something. But do this for yourself. Okay? You're worth it. You're so worth it. And I know you want to be less reactive in the storms, more responsive, and learn how to flow with the storms. Some trees break in storms. The majority of them move with. And that's where we're trying to go, is the peaceful movement with, because life ain't going to stop. Life ain't going to stop because we get sober. Nobody's rolling out the red carpet to say, let me make your life a little easier. But there is a purpose and a higher purpose for all of this. And you are one of the lucky ones. Let me tell you how blessed you are. We are blessed in this day and age to have visited the worst of the worst of the worst of humanity, of foulness within us, because we got to a place of surrender in order to get to a place of enlightenment. We are far more blessed. Some people will never, ever, ever become so connected to spirituality, to themselves, as you will, because of all you've been through. And you are world changers. Everything you do is going to go out from you like ripples. One bit of healing flows out into a world that is desperate for what you've got. So, believe that. Know it is true. And be ready to do the work. All right? You're worth it. You're worth it. And I really love you. And thank you guys for checking up on me yesterday. I know I wanted desperately to get on and say something to you guys, but I really had to do some mind work yesterday, and it took me a minute. So, hey, we got to do what we got to do, man. We're human beings in this thing. I am with you 100%, step for step. I'm on this journey with you. I'm not above you. I'm not ahead of you. We are walking it together. All right? So, know that I love you guys. I really, really do. Thanks everybody for coming in and hanging out with me this morning. Everybody for checking up on me yesterday. All of your amazing. Yeah, let's put that one up from Chris. Yeah, Chris says, I do self-affirmation all the time. Adapt, overcome, and achieve. Yeah, baby. Hey, and if y'all have iTunes, check out Fearless Motivation. Their CD recharge, man, that takes me through the day. All right. So you guys reach out for whatever resources. You're listening and watching stuff anyway. So reach out for some stuff that's going to help grow you. You deserve it. I love you guys. Oh yes, Tracy. Let's pray for our warrior family, Tracy Duval. She's going through some difficulties with her health, and anybody else that's out there that's struggling. Guys, let's pray for them, surround them. We love you guys so much. God willing, I will see you guys right back here for Freedom Friday Live with LC. And I thank y'all. You guys get out of here. Have the most amazing winning Wednesday of your entire life. Why? Because you choose to, and you've got that kind of power. I love you guys, and I'll see y'all Friday. Bye.